a circle woven of words and dreams, as round as it is wide, with many colored images shimmering inside.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Paul Atelier. I'm so happy that you're able to join me today. I'm going to be showcasing a new set of gray pearls that I purchased recently. So this is sort of more of a dark gray color, and I have featured some gray pearls in my video previously. I have one with sort of like a cluster design in front of it, and if you have missed that video, I'll be linking it towards the end. So I thought that one was sort of in a very light gray color, because when you compare it together with my Japanese pearls, those are almost like Tahitian pearls, very dark gray. But then recently I came across this one. So this is one of the dealers that I go to whenever I can, because there are a few dealers here, and I was browsing through the pearls without meaning to buy any, and then I saw these pearls. There were only 3 strands left. They were so magnificent, because if you look at the luster of it, when you compare it together with the other pearls that I have, the luster of these pearls are absolutely astounding. Even when I was in the shop itself, you can see the difference when you compare the grades of the pearls. The ones behind the larger cluster of gray pearls, they are of a much lower quality. They've got blemishes on it, and they are not as round as the ones that I bought. They are a little bit more squarish. This is exactly why there are so many grades of pearls, and a lot of the times people have been asking me what is the difference and why is there such a big price difference when you are talking about general pearls that you can find very easily online, and the ones that are of a very good quality that you really have to go to a proper shop to have a look at them and to purchase them. I've also got a few different dealers, because every time I like to go around and look, every single one of them have got different types of pearls. I was very tempted when I also looked at some of the Akoya pearls there. I've got 2 strands of Akoya pearls, but they are not as small as the ones that I saw, and I'm very tempted to go back and make sort of like a cluster, like a sort of a rope design necklace, but we'll see, because the prices are quite high, because the quality is so good. Even amongst the Akoya pearls, you can see the ones from Japan and the ones that are not of such a good quality. Behind, there are 2 different clusters there, and you can tell the difference because of the luster of it, the coloring of it. That is where the price point is. It's very difficult to explain unless you are a lover of pearl, and then you know, and you've always been looking at the different types of pearls, and you know a good quality pearl when you see it. So this one, I immediately got it. So even amongst the 3 strands, when I put it against myself, it's so strange. When you look at it separately, you think that 3 of them are fine because they are sort of almost similar looking. But when I put it against myself, so even the seller told me that this is the one for me, and I agreed with her. When I put it against myself, that is exactly why you need to have a look at it and put it on yourself. That's the one that you know that is really meant to be for you. When you see it in a strand like that, it looks very stiff, and people who do not know about pearls as well, they can just get it, and some of the cheaper pearls, they even use the plastic sort of strand that they use for fishing, or even if they use a string, they just string it all together without individually knotting it. So that's exactly where a cheap looking pearl will look very stiff. When you hold it up, it doesn't have any kind of movement, because everything is just chucked together in one string. There's no movement. Whereas this one, so once you decide to purchase them, I will tell them to individually knot the necklace. So that's exactly what they did for me. They individually knotted it with thread, not with the plastic string that you use for fishing. That is exactly why there's a world of difference, a huge difference between the general pearls that are very, very cheap you can find online and the pearls that are of good quality. So these are South Sea pearls, and as I mentioned, they are in a very light dove gray color, so it has a very soft feel to it, a soft aesthetic to it. And I also, because I wanted the necklace to be not too long, I used the extra ones to make a bracelet. I actually have to top up with another like 5 different more beads to make it long enough for my bracelet, because I knew that if I didn't get it now, in future it's very, very difficult to find the exact color, the exact luster. So as I was mentioning, whenever you find pearls and you want to make it into a set, make sure that you get it on the spot, because it's very difficult to go back, and usually it's sold out, and it will be extremely difficult to find the exact same color. Because when you look at my 3 different gray pearls, so even if you compare this set of necklace together with the cluster necklace, you will think that it's the same shade of gray because it is light gray, but it's totally different. The cluster one is even slightly darker than this one. This is really, really dark gray. So if you were to just get the necklace and then a few months down the road you think that, okay, I want to save money and then I'll go back and get the bracelet, in all probability it will be gone, because a lot of the times as well they do have tourists coming into their shops and getting it, and it will be next to impossible to get the same exact shade, and it will not look nice or uniform, and you have different shades for the bracelet as well as the necklace. This one is graduated slightly from 9 to 10 mm to the middle of the necklace. You can't really see the graduation because the difference in the pearls in mm is very slight, which is from, actually speaking, the ones at the back is about 8.9 going down to 9 going down to 10 mm, so it's slightly graduated, and you can't really see that it's not a uniform all throughout, so it gives it a very lovely feeling to the necklace. And as I mentioned, I was very lucky to find it, because by the time I got the pearls for the necklace and the bracelet, there is hardly not even like 2 pieces left. So I'm really, really very pleased with this latest purchase of mine. Gray is my absolute favorite color, and on this day I'm wearing this dress, which is a vintage Japanese dress. So I've always wanted to get something like this because it has the same aesthetics as a Hane Mori dress from the 1970s period. It has got the classic fluted sleeves and the long cuffs. This is very, very typical of the 1970s dresses, and I really love this dress. This is in a silk chiffon, and it has that powder design, meaning to say besides the print of the florals, which is sort of like dusky pink against the gray, there is that sort of powdery design on the dress, which gives it a very, very light shimmery effect. It has even got that powder effect on the sleeves, so you have that ombre feeling or gradation of color, and I thought it would complement this necklace beautifully. And also in this video I would like to also showcase my latest doll addition, which is the Jacqueline Kennedy doll. Amongst all the Jacqueline Kennedy dolls, I was very tempted to get the inaugural ball one, the one of her in the white coat, because that is very famous. She has been seen wearing that, and I was on the fence on it because it is quite pricey for someone in Asia to collect dolls. Just the shipping alone costs quite a lot of money. But finally I chose this Jacqueline Kennedy doll because I find it is quite unique, and I chose this because I love the 1950 silhouette with the A-line, and one of the main reasons why I chose this is because she's wearing a triple strand white pearl necklace. So she's always been known to favor pearls That is one of her signature styles, especially during the time that she was First Lady. She's always seen wearing this triple strand necklace, as with Queen Elizabeth and Princess Grace Kelly. So these three icons are one of three women that I look up to for their style, their grace, and they are really, really fashion icons. So I'm very, very happy to add her to my doll collection. I really thank you for joining me today. I hope that you have enjoyed looking at the new pearl edition that I have added. It is a South Sea pearl, after all, the most luxurious pearls in the world. If you have any questions on South Sea pearls, please feel free to comment down below. I usually read and answer all my comments. Thank you so much again for staying with me, and I'll see you in my next video. Goodbye.